Thank you, Emily, Abraham Lincoln, and William Sherman. Now, I'd like to introduce Tricia DeSarker, from whom we will hear in depth her views on the campaign between Republican candidate Lincoln and McClellan, the Democratic candidate.
Lincoln's road to victory was anything but easy, but even though he faced many obstacles, he passed through with flying colors, and that is why we are proud to call him our president. Meanwhile, the Union Party, consisting of the northern states, were still fighting with the southern states, part of the Confederacy. At first, no one had faith in Lincoln, considering that no president had been for a second term since Andrew Jackson. The chances of Lincoln being the next president during this war crisis was very slim. Lincoln's poor war strategies had made his supporters vigilant in voting for him. The war that began in 1861 has still not concluded. At first, it began as a rivalry between the Republicans and the Democrats, which eventually branched off to divisions between those who supported the war and those who did not. The moderate Republicans insisted that the Union be rebuilt at the conclusion of the war, and that Southern states should be welcomed back with full rights. On the other hand, the radical Republicans agreed that the Southerners faced severe punishment. The Democrats accused Lincoln of turning the war into abolitionist crusade and ruining the South's existing social order. During the Democratic Convention held in Chicago, Illinois, Peace Democrats took control, electing former General George McClellan as a representative. His Democratic platform insisted that the destruction of slavery was not desirable nor necessary to win the war, and that there be put an end to this ongoing battle between the negotiation between the Confederacies. But personally, McClellan insisted the continuation of the war and restoration of the Union. Lincoln insisted that the war was not about slavery and equal rights, but about preserving the Union. Although Northerners were against slavery, that was not the primary reason for fighting in the war. As a result, many African Americans did not want to enlist in the war if they were not going to gain anything. But Lincoln, as well as many African Americans, knew that slavery is a key concept in this war, and that is the way it should be. Lincoln's proclamation of emancipation is what angered people. The Emancipation Proclamation stated that if the Southern states did not abandon war, they would lose all their slaves. Losing slaves would have a severe economic impact on Southern communications, since the South has always been reliant upon agriculture and cotton. The central purpose of the document was to free all slaves of authority. Now the Peace Democrats demanded an immediate end to the war, even if it meant a permanent division between the North and the South. Although Lincoln despised the war, his goal was to continue fighting until it was won. McClellan wanted to stop the war, even if it fell short of freedom. It was twice as hard for Lincoln to get support from delegates with such distinct point of views. Many people were tired of the war and the sacrifices of thousands of lives and the continual increase of public debt. The Union troops, led by General Sherman, captured Atlanta, Georgia, and this loss seriously hurt the Confederacy, as it was one of the last remaining industrial cities of the South. But after this military victory for the Union, the National Union Party, consisting of mostly moderate Republicans, gained massive support, getting one step closer to victory. Today I am proud to call Lincoln my president, and I have faith that this country is well on their way to success. Thank you, and now
Thank you, Tricia. Evidently, the year 1864 has consisted of several ups and downs throughout constant disagreements between the North and South of our nation. With Lincoln, we see the hope that our nation can once again be peaceful and unified through his efforts and actions. And Sherman's rage towards the South has demonstrated clearly that our country is in no way unified yet. Big steps to making peace must be in order, and this responsibility falls heavily on the shoulders of our current leaders. Many times before, we have seen nations become weaker with a division in beliefs. The split in our nation can only lead to negative outcomes and ultimately failure. Hopefully, through time, we can mend the split between the North and the South to create a strong nation. Only the future will tell what will happen next. I want to thank Lincoln and Sherman again for joining us tonight and taking time out of their busy lives. Thank you for tuning into this segment of BNN. Have a good day.